All right, everyone. Hello. Welcome to another video. And today, very powerful lesson, very powerful teaching, something that I have just become aware of in this past couple weeks. And that is, today we're talking about transcending the fear of loss. Transcending the fear of loss. And this is something that, for those of you who feel like you're stuck in a sort of energy pattern and you're not really moving up, you're not getting out. You may feel like you're stuck in a job, you're stuck in a relationship, you're stuck in your present living circumstances. This might apply to you, and you'll realize that the shackles that keep you stuck is your fear of losing something. So you need to become aware of that fear. And ultimately, the only way that you're going to get out is that you need to transcend that fear and place your attention and focus on what it is that you actually desire and what it is that you actually want. The man who is free in life, I should say the man or the woman who is free in life, is the man or woman who doesn't fear losing anything. You are truly free. You're only truly free when you don't fear the loss of anything. Very important. That's the only way you're truly free, when you're truly liberated. I said this today. When I woke up, I had this thought. And I wrote this down in my journal. Liberation is realized when there is nowhere left to run. Liberation is realized when one is seated in his or her own silence. You think about that. What are we doing throughout the day? All the time. What are we doing throughout the day? We're thinking about things, thinking about what to do next, thinking about the past. Just thinking. Doing, making ourselves busy. It gives people anxiety when they look at their calendar and they don't see that every day is filled. Because why? You feel like you're not doing enough. That ultimately stems from this competitive mindset. You're in competition with your fellow human beings. You feel like other people are getting ahead of you. And that diminishes your ego. And it's amazing that I look around, you look around at the world and people are just so busy. Everyone's busy. Everyone is so busy. Everyone is so obsessed with filling their calendars with something to do. And if their calendars are not filled with something, it gives them anxiety because they feel like they're not doing enough. And for me personally, I seek out those days where I have space, where I have free time. Moments in my day where I seek out space, I seek out free time, I seek out silence. How many of us are so uncomfortable with silence? You get a gap in your day, and what's the first thing you do? You get your phone out, you go to social media, you go to YouTube. You need something playing, you go, maybe you have to make yourself some dinner. It's too quiet, you put some music on, you have the TV playing in the background. You go for a workout, it's too quiet. I need to put a podcast on, I need to do something. I just need to fill the noise. So we become this society of people who are just so obsessed with filling the space, the silence, with noise. And I believe that, well, I don't even believe it. I just know for myself personally, when I began to leave those days on the calendar, empty. There were some days on the calendar, well, I'll just leave them empty. That's my time. That's my free time. That's my space. That's my stillness day. And throughout the day, having moments of stillness and space. In the morning time, that's my time. Silence. I sit in silence. Before I go to bed, that's my time. I sit in silence. Even in moments when I'm driving in the car, I'll have moments of silence. No music, nothing. Those are the most beautiful moments of my day, and those are the moments that are actually creating my life. Because those are the moments when I can consciously think about the things that I want to think about. I can go into the end, I can visualize, or I can just sit in silence. There's nowhere left to run when you sit in silence. We're always running from silence. And there's a quote by the Persian poet Rumi. I'll paraphrase what he says. But he says at the end of his poem, I believe the poem is titled Lose Yourself. And at the end of the poem, his last lines are, "What is your life about anyway? Nothing but a struggle to be someone. Nothing but a running from your own silence." So for those people who are able to sit in their own silence, to sit in their own stillness, those are the people who are truly liberated. Those are the godly people. You look at the gurus, spiritual gurus on this planet right now. The only thing that really makes them a spiritual guru is that they're able to sit in their own silence and not be uncomfortable. That's it. And if you're able to do that, you're going to notice people are going to come to you. They're going to say, "Hey, you're the most relaxed person I've ever met." I get that all the time. People come to me and say, "Man, you're so chill. You're the most relaxed person I've ever met." Why? Because it's energetic. When you're able to sit in silence, you're like a still pond, no ripples. And when people come across you, it relaxes them. It's like going into nature. You go into nature, everything's so still. But at the same time, when everything's so still, everything's so vibrant with life, explosive with life. And that's the beautiful thing about stillness, is it's this explosive potential. So the title of this video really is Transcending the Fear of Loss. But what you realize is that you really can't lose anything. You can't lose anything if you're okay with sitting in your own silence. If you are okay with sitting in your own silence, nothing can be lost. Because that aspect of you, that dimension of you that is still, that is silence, that's your godly dimension. And that dimension of stillness, of silence, that aspect of you is eternal. It's forever. That's eternal life. And when you connect with eternal life, you see life for what it is. Life is forever. It's just constant changing of forms. It's birth, and then it's death, and then it's birth, and then it's death. And then when you live your life from that place of looking at life as eternal and just a constant birth and death, and you're seated in your silence, you're seated in your stillness, and let's say you're in a relationship and it's not working out, you don't have a fear of that relationship ending. Why? Why wouldn't you have a fear of that relationship ending? Because you know that everything has a time span. That relationship was birthed, and now it's coming to its end, its death. But you don't fear its death because you know that another relationship will be birthed. And that relationship will bloom even stronger than the relationship before it. So there's no clinging anymore. There's no clinging to external forms, external realities. Because you're able to sit in your own silence. You're able to sit in your own stillness and be at peace with sitting in your own stillness. That gives you all the power. That gives you true liberation. So, this is something that, if you want to transcend fear in general, you have to be able to sit in your own stillness, in your own silence, actively seek out those moments in the day, and ultimately be able to live your life from a place of internal stillness, whatever you're doing, with whoever you're with. And probably one of the best teachers of that is Eckhart Tolle, author of Power of Now. This is what he talks about. Uses his own lingo, his own words. Every really spiritual guru, this is what they're talking about. Jesus, finding eternal life, the kingdom of heaven within you. It's what it is. Because you've transcended fear when you find that. When you transcend fear, you can do anything. You can manifest, you can imagine, you can be conscious of what you want to think about. You have ultimate freedom, ultimate free will. You're free. You found eternal life. So next time that you feel, let's say you're making a decision or something like that, and you feel like your energy's stuck, you're not moving forward, you're not progressing, return to your stillness. And be okay with losing something. Be okay with losing something. Let it go. And see what happens. That thing will fade away. It'll go, whether it be a job, a relationship, a material object. Let it go. And it won't be long until something better comes along. A new rebirth. An upgraded version. Because life's forever, and it just keeps getting better and better. So thank you very much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, share it with someone who needs to hear this message, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I will see you in the next video. Peace out.